guys, and welcome back. How are you guys doing? Thank you for tuning in. Let's jump into what is breaking right now. Breaking news, and this is trending on the internet. I am going to be rolling your tips. As you can see, the chant from the crowd that is saying no more war. Because as we are speaking right now, President Donald Trump has joined the Iran and Israel war that was going on for some days right now. Yes, President Donald Trump, he has joined the war, even though his VP came out and said they are not joining the war, they just want to strike on the nuclear side of Iran. But this got attention of the people and they are reacting. I'm going to be rolling your tips right now. Credits to those that actually make the content for giving us the opportunity to add our comment away. You can add your comment down there as well. It is free. Let's just respect ourselves while we do so. Let's roll the tape.
Breaking news right now, Donald Trump just finished speaking, addressing the nation for the first time following strikes to Iran. Here's everything you need to know. He said that he wants peace now in Iran, and if Iran strikes back, there will be tragedy for Iran greater than what we have seen over the past 8 days, saying that he will go after many more targets with precision, speed, and skill. He congratulated Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel, along with the Israeli military, for working closely with the United States in this. He announced that Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, will be having a press conference tomorrow at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. Meanwhile, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has officially come out and called for Donald Trump's impeachment, saying the president's disastrous decision to bomb Iran without authorization is a grave violation of the Constitution and congressional war powers. He has impulsively risked launching a war that may ensnare us for generations. It is absolutely and clearly grounds for impeachment. I'll provide you updates all night. We're going to get more information soon. Subscribe to my Substack at the link in my bio to support him.
I wanted to come on and talk about what just happened. I was actually out at dinner, and someone made me aware of what had happened. And look, let me start by saying, this is scary shit, okay? So, I mean, I'm not even going to sit here and pretend that it's not a disturbing development, because it is. I'm the kind of person that likes to process things and know what's happening. So let's talk about what happened and then what may happen next. Okay, where basically, Israel popped off and did the thing and then basically pulled the United States in, saying that, we need your bunker busters, basically. So short version is that Iran has these multiple nuclear way down underground, okay? So bunker buster is exactly what it sounds like, right? You drop this huge payload and hopefully you go all the way down and you destroy the area. Okay, so we dropped these three on Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan. And, of course, Iran is recognizing that, yes, we were sort of aware and we relocated some of X, Y, and Z, but of course we took damage, because of course they did. Okay, so with all the obvious stuff out of the way, let's talk about what happens now. Biggest issue from now, I've only had about 10 minutes to sort of process what I'm hearing, and the biggest issue that I can see is that it says, oh, it was very successful, and all the planes are out of Iranian airspace. Well, of course they're out of Iranian. This is now the at least second, just this year, okay? And there's been many other, this is a long-running history. This situation between Israel and United States and Iran did not start tonight, okay? So you have to remember that a couple weeks ago, we told them, hey, let's sit down, let's have a little chat. And then while we were in the middle of a discussion with them, we were simultaneously planning with Israel to bomb Iran, okay? That's number one. And then number two is Trump was all over the American media just the other day talking about, I'm going to take 2 weeks. Then, of course, he bombs Iran again. All right, so how you can repeatedly slap someone in the face and then tell them, okay, I slapped the shit out of you, now let's sit down and talk about peace. Because no goodwill now, there's no good faith, okay? Two biggest problems is, of course, Iran is threatening strikes, right? As I've said in many of my other videos, we have 19 military bases across the Middle East. And so all those troops are, unfortunately, they're just sitting targets now, okay? And then that's before the discussion of the fact that you might have people in the United States who might not be happy about what just happened in Iran. All right? So that's number two concern. The third concern, and this is the biggest one for me, is you don't win battles or wars from the air or the sea. Okay, you may start them there, you may deliver troops from there, but you do not win them that way. You have to put boots on the ground to make that happen. Now, I've covered this in former videos before, but the terrain in Iran is very mountainous, okay? Lots of caves, lots of peaks, valleys, whatever. This is their land, their home. They know this area, okay? So a ground war, aka putting troops, boots on the ground in Iran, that is not going to end well for the United States, I fear. And unfortunately, that's the situation that we're in now, guys. It's, I think, the time for talking about, well, I hope he doesn't do this, or pie in the sky. That's over. All right, we're in this now, because you don't start something like this and then just step back and expect that Iran is just going to be like, oh yeah, it's cool. Like, let's talk about peace now. I'll remind you that we pulled some pretty terrible shit with Ukraine with the Budapest memorandum. We told them, oh yeah, give up your nukes and we'll keep you safe and blah blah. And then we basically sold them down the river to Russia. Oh, and this was all even well before Trump. I mean, and now Trump has basically completely destroyed America's credibility. So I don't know what happens from here forward. I don't know. Nobody really knows. But what I do know is, like many other creators and like you guys, we're going to go through it together. We're going to walk through it. Just wanted to pop on and say, I get it. It's a scary time. Please take a beat. Take a deep breath, because I don't know if how old you are, but I mean, I was around the last time when the whole 2003 kicked off, and it was a long war. And I feel sadly that I can remember that, and I feel like I'll remember tonight in the same way. So that is just the situation, guys. And I just wanted to come on, just sit with you guys for a minute, just give you a quick little overview. And yeah, we're just gonna have to go from here. If you're a praying type of person, this would be a good time to do that. And if you're not, I would say, keep your eyes peeled and pay attention, because shit just got real.
The president has announced through Truth Social, of all fucking places, that the United States has bombed Iran. Make no mistake about this. We just launched ourselves into this war. We just joined the Israel-Iran war. Israel drug us into this war. So everybody who said you're voting for this guy because he brought us no new wars, everybody who said you're voting for this guy because he's the president of peace, everybody who is as tired of fucking war as I am, I'm an Iraq and Afghanistan veteran. We just got out of 20 years of war in the Middle East, and this fucking guy has the nerve to fucking say now's the time for peace. Peace would have been not fucking bombing Iran. Let me be abundantly clear for anybody who doesn't understand. Iran's not going to let us just get away with bombing them. We have completed our very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordo, Natanz, Esfahan. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordo. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now's the time for peace. So clearly this motherfucker is ill-equipped to keep us out of war, dumb enough to let Israel drag us into their bullshit, and delusional enough to think that this is what peace looks like. May God help us all at this fucking point.
Fuck this. I don't support this in any fucking way. So Trump posted on Truth Social, we have completed our very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran. All of our planes are now outside of Iran airspace and on their way back home. And whatever, I'm not going to read the fucking rest of this. But I'm sorry, guys. I come from a generation where I watched us get into a war and then spend 20 years, trillions of dollars, and thousands of American lives over a fucking lie about weapons of mass destruction, over a fucking lie about nuclear weapons. And we did that for 20 plus fucking years. I'm not in a fucking rush to do it again. I'm just not fucking interested in it. This was a mistake by Trump. I'm not even sure it's constitutional to do this. But even if it's constitutional, he shouldn't have fucking done it. Like, anybody that knows me knows I'm a huge supporter of Israel. I support what Israel's doing in Gaza. I support what Israel's doing in Iran. But it was Israel that decided to attack Iran. This is their fight, not ours. I said multiple times that I didn't want a single American asset or a single American soldier involved in this conflict. And yeah, sure, all of our planes and all of our pilots got out. What if they didn't? What if Iran had managed to shoot down one of our planes? What if Iran had managed to unalive or maybe even capture one of our pilots? What would we be doing then? Then we'd be stuck in a fucking war. This was stupid, and I don't fucking support it. President Trump, I support a ton of what you do, but not this.
Really can't believe we just attacked a foreign country that has nothing to do with us and is not a threat to us only because Benjamin Netanyahu said so. And then afterwards, Trump thanked Netanyahu? That's too much. That's too much.
I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before.
And the crazy thing is Netanyahu attacked them first. Iran was attacked first. Iran was only retaliating. How are we involved in this whatsoever? At this point, it's just really crossing my mind and everybody else's mind. Only a revolution. Only a revolution. How else can we possibly get out of this? I mean, how much are our politicians just straight puppets? This does not even make any sense.
The president is thinking about putting us in a position where we're in a war with Iran. The consequences will be absolutely unacceptable and tragic in terms of the young men and women who are American souls.
Iran, without a vote, no Congress, no consent. And Brad Sherman just nodded along like a loyal little lapdog. We're running for Congress in the 32nd District because we will not sit back and let this happen. Let's go.
All right, Trump just bombed Iran, and the entire propaganda machine, including Charlie Kirk, is like, we're done. We're just going to bomb them once, and we're done. Well, guess what? It's not up to you. It's not up to you whether we're fucking done or not. It's not up to Trump whether we're done or not. And if you've been following my page for a while, you know I have sources in federal immigration that feed me information. And all of my sources over the past 3 months have told me that all resources from the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, ICE, FBI, ATF, they're all on immigration right now. And they all got pulled from their everyday jobs, such as preventing terrorist attack in the United States. And now we literally just bombed the #1 supporter of terrorist networks in the entire world. And all of Iran's terrorist allies have said, yeah, America, we're coming for you. So no, motherfucker, we're not done. We're not done. Welcome to the consequence of stupidity, because if you remember, Trump pulled out of the Iranian nuclear deal during his first term. So, we're not done.
A war with Iran? Great. Who's going? Because I'll tell you who won't be going. The senators voting for it, the pundits cheering it on, and the billionaires profiting from it. They'll all be just fine. They always are. They'll beat their chests and froth at the mouth about sending a message to Iran from the comfort of an air-conditioned television studio, while active duty service members like my husband are the ones who get sent to for the sake of their polling numbers and TV ratings. Meanwhile, military families like mine, we're the ones who pack the bags. We're the ones who count the days. We're the ones who cry into our pillows and pray the phone doesn't ring in the middle of the night. And we do all of that while these cowards on TV talk about war like it's a goddamn board game, like they're not gambling with our loved ones' lives. We've done this before. America, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, and every single time they lie. They send in the troops, and then they leave us to pick up the pieces. So no, we're not doing this again. Military families are fed up. Did you know that 2/3 of active duty military families today say we wouldn't encourage our own children to enlist? The U.S. government has relied on military families to provide the next generation of recruits since our country was founded. But we're done with that. So what happens when enlistment tanks even more now that signing the dotted line could mean getting sent to the front lines yet again? Where do you think the pretty princesses beating their chests in Congress will get bodies from then? They'll bring back the draft, or they'll double down on exploiting desperate students with medical debt and minimum wage jobs and no other way out. They'll raid the south side of Chicago, the Colonias in Texas, the Res, the trailer park, wherever they think kids are too poor to say no. But this time, we're not going along with it. So hey, Washington, you want war? Draft your sons. Draft the rich. Draft the Ivy League legacy kids and the hedge fund heirs. If war is worth it, it should be worth it for everyone. But hey, we all know that you won't, because you know damn well it's not.
How do you guys feel about this whole thing? Do you guys think President Donald Trump made the right decision? Some call his decision bold, while some said this is stupid, while some said this is betrayal. He did not keep to his campaign promises. If we all remember, President Donald Trump promised not to take the Americans to any new war. And matter of fact, he promised to end the Ukraine-Russia war within a day. And we are still waiting for that. That's why some of President Donald Trump's supporters believe this is so far. This was not what he promised. This was not what they voted for. And that's why the mixed messages is going on the internet and it is getting crazy. What do you guys think? Add your thoughts and your comment down there if you can. As usual, let's respect ourselves while we do so. Credits to the creators for giving us the opportunity to add our comments away. I will catch up with you guys in the next video.